I'm very excited to hear what you're going to share.
Yeah, no worries.
So, how's your experience been, Damal?
Good. Overall, good. I mean, the thing is, the market from around February
Yes.
until maybe about a month ago,
Okay.
very, very choppy. Very, very choppy.
Great.
So I mean, it was hard to kind of make a good assessment in terms of what the market was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember one of the things that you mentioned when we're doing the course is patience, right?
Exactly.
So you can have all these tools, but if you're not patient in terms of, waiting for, you invest based on fundamentals,
Mm-hmm.
and then if the company is good balance sheet, and the numbers make sense from technical analysis,
Mm-hmm.
then patience is just that key ingredient to see the returns. So I mean, if I wasn't patient, I would have probably sold some of my positions and I would have sold them at a loss.
Mm-hmm.
But because of being patient, now the market is on fire again. Yeah, there's so many, like especially oil. Oil is going crazy right now.
Mm-hmm. I saw Facebook today.
You sold Facebook today?
No, I saw it. So
Okay.
all-time high, and I'm looking myself almost. I think when I look at my account was maybe. I think it was maybe close to 99%
Wow.
return on Facebook, whereas I was down 30%.
So when were you down 30%?
Somewhere around maybe around April, May.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because all of the tech stocks, right? Like all
Yes.
the tech stocks, so that's heavily impacted by the NASDAQ,
Mm-hmm.
or the NASDAQ is heavily impacted by all that because it's heavily tech. Yeah, they had a hard time because during the pandemic, much of 2020 from March on, they had the biggest bull run.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they needed a little bit of a correction and some consolidating. But again, patience.
Patience is the key.
You invest in good companies,
Mm-hmm.
including these tech stocks, because I have Apple, right? And Apple did nothing for a long time. Even before the start of the year, Apple was just kind of just mellow. And now I'm looking at it and it's starting to come back to life.
Yeah, I think they're all going to come back. There was a tension between the States and China. That did also help the market. And also the fact interest rate was going crazy up, right? All those raw materials. So companies have to invest more money to acquire those. Exactly. So you as an investor, you see, okay, this company, look at where lumber price were, So you just have to wait, and see. As an investor, you say, why do I need to invest into this company knowing that the margin will be reduced, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So at some point, everything comes. So it's why it's very important to buy decent company rather than buying stocks. So don't buy the stock, buy the company.
Exactly.
Buy the company. If it doesn't go bankrupt, you're still going to be, better off.
And that makes sense because sometimes people buy into the stocks and the hype, and when you buy into the stocks and the hype, there's no guarantee that you'll get your money back.
Exactly.
You may get a nice big return initially, but if things start to go sideways, how do you know to invest more and to buy and reduce your average cost? It's hard to say. At that point, then it becomes more of gambling as in investing. So
do you think the trainings you have taken have helped you make how to have a different perspective on how you actually choose the company where you put your money?
Yeah, it did. But I also think that the training was a big part of all the tools that I needed to have confidence in the market again. Because I did some investing before and I had some prior knowledge, but my biggest thing was I had fear, like a lot of fear, because I invested in certain companies not based on fundamentals per se, but based on speculation and based on hype. And I made a lot of money, but I didn't know how to, I guess, keep those earnings. So, just always not afraid to sell, but not knowing when to get out. And
exactly.
it burned me. So I felt like, okay, I don't have all the tools. And because, you're timid, you're like, okay, what did I not do properly the first time around? So it keeps you a little bit timid. So I was very reluctant to get back into the market on a higher scale because I didn't want to be put back in a position where I felt like, I was going to make that same mistake again. So the course was fun, a fundamental part to kind of relearn the fundamentals, relearn the tools, and understand how to get in, enter a trade, how to exit a trade, and then understand a little bit more of the intricate details in terms of stocks and the technical analysis part in terms of how to pick them, and what to look for in that sense. So, to pick good companies and to be patient when things aren't necessary, when the trade's not going your way, or as you said, like if the trade goes completely sideways, to exit it and then to revisit it. So a lot of those tools are key, and I got a lot of that information from your courses. So I would say it helped.
Yeah, I'm very, very glad to hear that, because I can really get excited. I want to know also what's happened after, my student to take my classes, right? I just don't want to sell this and people thinking I'm going to do it for free. But in the meantime, I want to know I want to see you maybe 1 year, 2 year down the road, 4 year, be able to celebrate with you, right? It was worth it.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And it was not just the course, but I remember I was cleaning the snow in my driveway, and you asked me, because this was after I took the course, and you said to me, and I won't forget, because I certain things like this stay with me. And you said, you said, oh, how's the investing going, and what have you invested in? And I think at that point I was maybe like holding like a few positions, not a lot, and just a little bit timid still. And yeah, I was just not necessarily heavily invested in the market. And you're like, what are you so afraid about? And then you said part of business is execution. You can have all the knowledge and you can have, all the tools, but if you don't execute, then you're never going to, gain anything from that. So, it's one thing to have the knowledge, but it's another thing to execute, and you need to execute. And I remember like either that same day or like a few days after, I had put myself in more positions because I was like, you know what, Happy's right. I need to execute, because, you saw from the class that my knowledge was there, but, I was really lacking on the execution part because of fear. And now, looking at it, I'm at a point where I'm not afraid of the market. Yes, I don't like to see certain things trend backwards, or certain dips and whatnot. No one likes losing money.
Yeah, no one likes to lose.
Like losing money. But I'm a lot more comfortable in the market now, where I can have my positions, and I know, I feel comfortable in my positions, and I have a better take in terms of what I want to invest in and what I want to stay away from. So. So I wouldn't say it's just the course; it's the overall package in terms of what you get. And I will add, I do like the fact that I know I was looking at some option contracts and whatnot, and I remember I was able to give you a call, and you were able to kind of talk me through some of that stuff. And I remember I was in a certain position, and you're able to kind of, give me some insight in terms of the trade and how things could go from, different scenarios. So the course is one thing, which was good, but then I think the entire package is also something else as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. I remember you mentioned you already cover, you reimburse all your courses fees.
Yes. So, and that's, I think that's the key. A lot of people, even me, because when you see the cost, and I remember I was very hesitant, and I said, hey, what if I take this course? What can we work something out? Because the initial cost is crazy to think about, but based on what I've done with investing, based on how comfortable I feel in the market, some of the positions I own right now that I'm sitting on, based on fundamentals, again, waiting for them to give me a decent return. But overall in the market, I've already made back my investment in terms of the education. So
So you took you took a stock one, option one, and stock two.
Yeah, that's it. That's correct. And it's good. I like that because, and I probably would take option two because I do like options a lot. But it's funny because I think I like options a lot for their high rate of return. So if there's a stock that you have confidence in, you know, an option's a really good, I don't know, a really good option.
Yeah, an option would be a very good way to go to get exposure into something.
Exactly, because you can really maximize your returns. But one thing I'm learning with options is time. You're limited with time. So for the way the market, I guess over the last 10, 11 years, the market has almost consistently gone up. This last bit of chop that we saw was kind of unusual because the market really never showed these trends in recent history. So based on some of that unpredictability, it's given me a chance to kind of revisit. And in some situations, even though I do like options better for the potential rate of return, I still prefer stocks because stocks allows you to be patient and there's less pressure because there's no time limitation.
Very, very true. Yeah, it's very risky to go 100% options because you don't know when the market actually take a break, just like what we saw from March, right?
Exactly.
You don't know, and then you just may be wiped out if you don't have a very good time value ahead of you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's nice. And would you be willing to share any numbers, maybe from, you know?
Well, what do you want? I can share percentages.
Yes, certainly, yes. Which is the best way to look at it, right? So if you tell me I made 1,000, my question would be, you made 1,000 from 100,000? But if you tell me I made 2%, I made 5%, it gives me perspective exactly on, you know, what was my potential.
I'm actually logging into my account right now, so I can give actual percentages on this stuff.
I know one of the lady called me the other day, so she was so excited. She made $1,050 on games. What, AMC? I think so.
Oh, she's playing on the.
Playing with she was so excited, but she's been having, you know, kind of consistent gains. She told me in average I'll make like $300 every week. You know, so she was very skeptical at the beginning.
Yeah. So this one stock is really nice. I still really like it, and I still have a position in it. I'm up 212% on it.
Wow.
And yeah, I love it. The ticker symbol is LSPD. It's Lightspeed POS Inc. Services.
Oh, okay. LSPD.
LSPD. I'm up 212%.
212%. Okay. So would you say that from when you finished the trading overall? So do you have maybe any idea where you stand from where you finished comparing to? Because you told me you were in the market before you took those trading. Yeah. And after taking those trading, can you tell roughly, you know, what you've made on market?
I would say for the most part, like my really good picks are solid. Like that one is a longer pick. I've held that one from around the time where we're doing the course until now. So that would be, you know, a direct, I guess a direct result of what I've learned from the course. But there's a recent one that I did. It's an energy company.
Yes.
And I've only been invested in this one for maybe 2 months,
Yes.
And I'm up 62% on that.
Wow, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very
and
exciting.
The ticker for that one is NVA.
NVA?
Yeah, NVA. It's New Vista Energy Limited.
Wow, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Traded here in Canada. Nice.
And then there's another one that I'm in right now. ARX which is ARC Resources Limited, another energy, and I'm up 32% on that one.
32%. Okay. So I mean, overall, things have been going very, very in the right direction for you.
Yeah, and I mean, so we talked about my Disney options. I do have some Disney options, but they're long term. So they're still more than a year out because I do like to have time on my side. So with my Disney options, I haven't seen any positive return on that yet. But again, I have time.
You have time.
So that keeps me a little bit more, you know, patient because I know that I have time. Another recent one that I have, and it just like I think their earnings recently just came out, is Nike.
Yes.
And from I think last week, end of last week until now, it's up like 15%. So
very, very interesting.
Yeah, which is good because it was going sideways for a little bit, and now it's up 15%. So again, if I had looked at that stock on its own, I would have been like, oh man, this is not good. It's not going anywhere. You know, maybe it would have even exited, but I know they're past, and I know they're a solid company, and yeah, I just knew that I was investing in fundamentals.
Yes.
So I wasn't too concerned. Another one that I have, which is a little bit more high speculative stock, so a little bit more risky, is Virgin Galactic Holdings. And this was something that I was discussing. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I remember.
While I was doing the course.
Yes.
And that one is up 104%.
Wow, very, very interesting. And when you speak also, I can tell like, you sound really more confident comparing to when we started.
Oh,
when
yeah.
you tell me this is more speculative. And so, I mean, it looks like your confidence level, also understanding, you know, how to look into those companies actually has increased.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, I look at the NBA, and this is the thing that people don't understand when they invest in stocks, is that the trade may go against you initially. Just like my Disney right now is not trending positive, but I'm okay. Like I said, it's a long-term hold, or a long-term, it's a leap. So it's a, what is that? Long-term equity security. What does leap even stand for?
Yeah, leaps. I mean, the short form I use for it is more than 9 months.
What is it? Long-term equity anticipation security? Yeah.
I don't remember what that stands for, but I know that the leaps are options that are, you know, more than over 9 months.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I remember when I was studying this to pass the exam, I have to, you know, I have to know exactly what. Let's see here.
Yeah, long-term equity anticipation.
Yeah, long-term equity anticipation securities.
Yeah.
Just like NASDAQ, people don't, you know, worry about what NASDAQ stands for.
Yeah.
You know, National Association of Security Engineer and Quotation, but who says that? You know, we just say NASDAQ.
We just say NASDAQ. Exactly.
Yeah.
So because I'm on a leap with the Disney, I have a projection of where I think the price will be. I have a strike price for them of 170. So I'm confident that it will turn around.
Yeah, me too. Personally, I think the Disney is, you know, you just need to be patient, because at some point when the economy reopen, we're going to need people going to need to, you know, go and relax somewhere, need to go and entertain. So that's just going to take time.
Exactly. But like, yeah, what I was saying is on that NVA stock, which is energy, and it's up 61%. When I first bought it, I bought it at $2.34, and it went down a lot. So I think at some point when I bought it, it was down to lower twos. And what did I do? I bought some more.
You bought some more.
I bought some more.
Okay.
And that's because I was confident that, you know, it's an oil company. I'm betting heavily on oil for the recovery, because I don't think that the supply is there to meet the demand as people start driving more, taking more vacations, flying more transportation. building more everything that, in modern day right now. I mean, yes, there's a clean energy push, but the current infrastructure as it is requires oil. So I bet heavily on oil. And from going negative on that initially, now I'm up 62%.
Wow.
So that's what.
Oh, congratulations! I'm very glad to hear that. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think people need to just be a little bit more patient. I also invested in some ETFs. So I don't know if you know what ARK is.
Cathy Wood?
With Catherine Wood.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so she has different.
Yes, I know all. She has like 5 main ETFs. Yes,
there's 6 now. So there's ARK Autonomous Tech ETF. ARK, so that's ARK-Q. There's ARK-W, which is ARK Next Generation Internet. That's ARK-W. ARK-G is the Genomic Revolution.
I think I have that one.
You have, okay.
I have the genomic one, yes.
Yeah, the genomic one. Then there's ARK-K, which is the transformative innovation. And then there's ARK-F, which is fintech innovation, and ARK-X, which is space exploration and innovation.
Yeah, that lady is so smart.
She's very smart.
She's very smart.
I'm green on all of my ARKs because I invested in all of the ETFs. So I have all 6 of the funds, and I'm green on all of them right now.
Oh, congratulations! That's very nice. And she's been very.
I was negative.
You were negative initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually at some point I was holding I think 3 or 4 of them, and then I switched into kind of very single positions.
Yeah.
But when you look at her performance, like 1 year past performance, even though it doesn't guarantee the future, but she's very ahead of the curve, compared to other fund managers.
Exactly. So
that's nice. So what would you say to someone maybe who is still kind of where you were, undecided, or kind of hesitating? Maybe these courses are not for me, or the stock market is not for me. What would you maybe say to someone, in that spot?
Oh, there's a reason why the richest people in the world love the stock market. There's something to be learned, I guess, from it, and there's a lot to be gained. So I think people just need to get the proper education and invest. Pick your risk tolerance and invest with that. What allows you to sleep at night.
Very true.
But don't have the fear of not entering the market, because that's what the rich people want you to not invest, so that you will be dependent on them.
Exactly. You can work for them. Yes.
Yeah, so you can work for them. Whereas it's funny because I think you talked about this in this course too, where the rich people and even the media will portray this high level of fear associated with the stock market, but they're the ones that are the most invested in it.
Of course.
And their wealth is tied to it. When you talk about the richest people in the world, their wealth is tied to the market.
The market.
So there's as much fear as there is associated with it, because there's risk. You have to understand that the overall benefit is better or greater than the downside. It's just you have to understand risk reward and understand that it is a fixed game, that there's a lot of market manipulation that happens out there. Don't invest on excitement. Invest on fundamentals, but learn the market a little bit. Do what you're comfortable with, but I wouldn't say avoid it completely, because then you're missing out.
Yeah, just like what Warren Buffett said, the number one risk on the market is the ignorance. If you don't know exactly, what to do, you don't even understand it. So that's really your biggest risk. The more education, the more understanding you have, that give you more confidence to know what's happening. Everyone can do it.
Exactly. And a lot of people, like I realize with the market, it's nice when you have these big gains and whatnot. It feels really, really good. But the thing is, a lot of people, they want to put their money in today, and then tomorrow they want it to grow into, these ridiculous amounts, or they want to be involved in some sort of form of a scheme that, you just do this and then you're rich, without any work or without any risk. Life doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
So,
and just me sitting here, you can imagine how many people ask me, Happy, can you invest for me? People ask me sometimes, can I give you 100K, 200K? And I don't want to do that.
no.
Why? I can teach you how to fish. Why do you want me to fish for you?
Yeah, that's a lazy man approach, though.
Yeah. And then if I fish for you, the day the market will be down, you may not understand that market goes up and down. You just, what's Happy is doing for my money, And I don't want to be in that spot. I can show you, how you can fish yourself, and then you can even pass that to your legacy, to your, to your kids, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm glad that the Murder thing are going smoothly. I'm very glad. So congratulations, thank you for sharing. I know many of my students also, people sometimes, is that real? Are you serious? Like last week I had a lady, she saw me on Facebook. She reached out to me on Facebook. She said, I've been following you for a while. Okay, she said, I want to trade. I want to trade. What trading do you offer? I said, I offer trading for stock market and options. She's like, is that all? What about Bitcoins? What about crypto? FX? I said, I don't do those.
Yeah.
You say, when are you starting those? I said, but I don't think this is where you want to get started. You need to understand the fundamental first of all.
Very, 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 very volatile.
Yes. And then finally, I should look at my program and say, oh, it's so expensive, man. 1,500? No. Then I asked her, what is the challenge? The challenge is to come up with that money or just to pay? She said, no, even though I have the money, I still think this is unreasonable. How can you charge someone 1,500? Everything's on YouTube. She even said to me, there are some courses on Udemy. I say, yeah, Udemy, you can find courses for $19. You can go for them.
Yeah.
I can even show you how to pick some. Then she's like, but Happy, tell me. And she was on the phone with me for almost, and my course was starting in about 20 minutes. I said, you know what, we already spent 40 minutes here.
Yeah.
How can I help? She's like, yeah, but tell me, okay, you know what, I told her, whatever I do, I'm very confident about what I offer. I can even guarantee that if you pay my program, you come to the class. After my first session, if you're not satisfied, I'll give you 100% back your money.
Wow.
And then she was like, wasting my time still. I said, you know what, I'm starting 20 minutes. There's only 17 minutes left now. Why don't you come? Come for free, attend the class, and make a decision. So she came, she attended the class, and then I didn't ask her, are you coming back? No. So the following day, I say, okay, you know what? If you want to come back, just, be mindful that you have to, to be in good order. And then she started again arguing with me. Okay, I want to pay, but so I have to go. Then I invited her again to the second session for free. So she came to the second session, she took it again. And then after the second session, I called her in the following and said, you know what, do you want to stay with me? You want to leave? It's up to you. No, she said, I'm gonna stay.
Nice.
Now she's taking almost the same courses she's taking.
Nice.
So she told me, oh, Happy, I'm so glad that you really gave me that opportunity to come and listen to. And
the thing is too, like, you're gonna have questions, and the thing is, even though you can watch certain things on YouTube, if you don't have the basic fundamental understanding, you're gonna learn something maybe incorrectly.
Very true.
And you're not gonna have the ability to kind of hash it out and to get things tweaked, because just watching something that you don't understand, like I can show you videos how to fly an airplane. But if I'm not there to answer your questions or to teach you what to look for, you're not going to know how to do it. So
yeah, even imagine when somebody's in the class, sometimes I can explain one concept, you still ask me questions, right? Absolutely. Even with me answering, sometimes I have to go 3-4 times for you to understand. Yeah. We have to practice, and before that gets clear.
Exactly. And exercises and stuff and questions. And even with my previous background, I still was able to get a lot of stuff cleared up. I didn't understand. So yeah, I don't recommend learning this stuff on your own. I think
it's really tough. Like honestly, even myself starting this business, I started nurturing the idea from 2015, 2016. that I wanted to start this,
Yeah.
this journey. But initially, I didn't know. I was looking for someone to hold my hands,
Yeah.
like a business coach.
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted, and I started watching those videos. I was overwhelmed after maybe 2 years. To some extent, I say, stop. I don't want to listen to those anymore. I didn't know where to get started. I was confused and overwhelmed until one day, I came across also a program to start your own business. Initially, I look at it and say, oh, this is way too expensive, man. $5,000, 5,000 US.
Wow.
It's too much. And then after 2 years, I just realized there was no progress after 2 years. And I went back to that guy. I saw his program. Let me show you how to start a business online. And then I signed up. And this is where I get started,
Nice.
Yeah, sometimes you need to also invest some money into it. So thank you. I won't take too much of your time, Doma. But thank you very much for sharing.
You're welcome.